Welcome from America for the final race of the GT4 championship. We will be seeing who will be champion today. Nico Zava, the third championship contender, has just rejoined after his disconnect. The championship decider will go between Harry Buddha and Faster A14. Joining me in the commentary box today is Evil Dragon and Phoenix. Say hello.
Well, a warm welcome from the Circuit Americas. Austin, Texas hosts the final round of the GT4 series here today for Gavra. Well, it's going to be a warm day. Track temperature at 140, ambient temperature at 90. It's a warm day in the commentary box here. The sun blasting down with a little bit of cloud overhead. Well, like I said, Vetro, welcome, and also hello to our new comrade as well. Say hello.
Hi guys, been looking forward to tonight's decider. Been watching, and it should be fun. I think both drivers, both main contenders for the championship, Harry Brother and Faster A14, are going to put an exciting show on for us. They're usually around each other, and we should see a battle to the end, I think.
I'm pretty sure we will. The current championship standings are Faster A14 in first position. He's got 257 points. Harry Buddha is only 1 point behind him with 256. So, which means if one of them wins the race, they're guaranteed to be champion. And also we've got a third championship contender. Mathematically it's still possible, but he's got to win or become second, I'm not quite sure. And Faster and Harry must not score any points, or score 1 or 2 points. And then if Nico Zava wins and both Harry and Faster have a bad result, he can still be champion. So we're having basically a triple fight, but the main eyes are going to be focused at Harry Buddha and Faster. Now, what are your predictions, Evil? Who do you think will be Faster?
I think Faster might do it, you know, he's always been so consistent. But remember, these top guys haven't won a lot of races this season. I was looking at Nico Zava, by the way. He's going sideways out of that tricky little chicane. We'll come right on board in a few moments with some of the drivers as well. Gav's coming out the pit access. We'll go right on board with Gav, I suppose, and we'll take around this beautiful lap back straight.
Alright, well, I'm not really good at laps, so you can do it.
Well, this long, tricky S section here. It's a long first corner and uphill, then a hard braking zone. It goes down the hill. This is the S section here. A little bit of a right, a little bit left. Gav's not currently on a full-on lap right now. He's stuck behind one of the BMW. This little tricky double left-hander into the chicane. Must be careful there. That curve can definitely hurt your race nonetheless. Now, rejoining back down the straight, of course, the 1 kilometre straight in most disciplines. Here it's just a little short blast. Tricky little left-hander there, easy to lock up. Now comes to one of the more technical areas on the circuit, in my opinion. A long double right-hander here. Gav seems to be struggling terribly around here. Into this double on, well, cambered slightly corner here. What's out there for drivers making the overtake there on the inside, and what's out for drivers trying to make a last lap dash down the inside here off the circuit. We've seen it before. Let's hope we don't see any of the drivers spare one off down there. Many little right-handers here. I think about 5 or 6 of them, almost like turkeys, turn 8. Now into the second last corner. That is a BMW there. I believe that might be Faster getting out of the way. Gap through the last 2 corners then. Little rides up the hill into this last corner. 50 miles an hour. He decides to take it in so far. Across the line then. Start a lap time. Good to see how high that hill actually runs.
Yeah, that hill, that undulation is just incredible. By the way, there's also a risk of rain at the start of the race. So we might see some rain.
Indeed, let's not hopefully cut it, Vetro, but rain forecast at some point during the Grand Prix. Well, not the Grand Prix, it's definitely not a Grand Prix, but during the event today, the kind of endurance, should we call it.
Also, a little side note: if Faster and Harry Buddha would finish on equal points, Faster would be taking on the championship, because weirdly enough, Faster has only got 2 wins this season and he's leading the championship. Harry Buddha only has 1 win, so that means if they finish on equal points, it will be the race wins that will count.
Well, it's going to be interesting nonetheless, but anything can happen in this race. It's going to be a long old race. I think 40 odd laps, if I'm not mistaken, around here. It won't take too long. It's a 1 minute 36 circuit, so it's one of the shorter on the calendar, I suppose. Still longer than some, but still relatively nice circuit.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the start. If the start is indeed going to be wet. Faster A14. I do not really know how good he is in the wet, but he's currently in 10th position, 2.7 seconds behind. The qualifying has never been really a strong point, but Harry Buddha is currently in 7th. So Faster needs to make up some positions. He needs to finish in front of Harry. It's just a face-to-face battle, 1 point difference. Whoever wins takes home the championship.
And on the topic of all drivers, up front, the Schmidt, currently P1 ahead of Intercept. So I believe these two are both German. I'm presuming with that name he is, and well, Intercept of course. The ex-broken arrow, now mended arrow.
Oh, the Schmidt goes wide and into the wall almost. But it's currently on pole position. Interceptor only 51,000 behind, so really close for pole position.
Indeed, bit of downhill by the way. Gavin Joe struggling, and of course, there I am, but not racing of course. Pit lane reporter I could call myself here, but not pit lane reporting again.
So we've got only 12 drivers, so we're missing 4, so that's not a really good turn up. But the two main men are here tonight.
Indeed, that is crucial. The championship will be decided one way or another. If it's good, the championship decided. If it's not, that solo Salita going round there into that triple right-hander there. And what has happened there, I think, maybe got a touch from the Schmidt. Potentially, it's hard to say that. That's a really weird place to go off. And suddenly just speared off right and then just suddenly split it left into the pit lane. Not many drivers on the circuit. Nico Zava, 62 thousandths off the lead, so the top 3 separated by under 6 thousandths.
Going wide almost.
100 to the second, very impressive stuff there. Doesn't look behind, several tenths to Soda Salita, who's going across the line to try and do another lap time now. Behind him, we got Playboy and F7, then we got Harry. Now, what's up for him in this race? Like I said, championship contender, so Faster as well. It's going to be interesting, that Troy.
It really will, yeah. We have not seen this so far. I hope we will get such a finale as the LMP3 championship last season. Wow. Well, 2 seasons ago, I think, on Project Cars 1.
That was all sorts of controversial. Let's hope it isn't that controversial.
Let's go on an onboard lap with Harry Buddha. Let's see if he can improve.
Well, he's just coming through the last corner there. Now, the ride up the hill, it's about a 30-odd metre incline. I'm not exactly certain how high. I think it's somewhere around there. It's very, very high. Yeah, almost as high as the actual pit lane when you get up to the top of here. Blind up the hill as well. It's difficult to see, especially in these lower cars. Turn 1 as well, a horrible bump there. Now they run down the hill. Almost, I believe, should be flat out in this right-hand. A little bit of a lift off there as he trips up again. Into this left-right section here. We're going to be turning left and brake a few times here. Left, right one more time. But then you go left again here as you go into the almost chicane area here, I suppose. Completely flatten these cars, of course. Then you brake it down. Another little left-hand at 60 miles an hour, just about. Now blast it up to about almost 100 here. Give or take 99 miles an hour. Down the brakes again. Second gear, front end comes around beautifully then. Up to 50, 70. Third gear, maybe up to 4 if you want to. Goes back down a second. 50 miles an hour. We don't want to be going too much more higher than that. Out of here section though, completely flat, commit as always. Now keep the inside, then run out right, then that inside curve. Lend this down to this very. You make one mistake, it's going to cost you almost all the time here. This very long right-hander. Quadruple, even 5 or 6, I think, apexes around that corner. Down of course, second last corner, chuck it in, down a little bit off camera. The car wants to understeer wide, they can do that a-okay though, keep that car in check. Now a bit more cambered on the inside by the way, as you come up the top. And start another lap. It looks like a good lap time. I think this might be good enough to get full.
He was going 1/10 quicker in the second sector. Can he improve enough to jump up a few positions? No, it's not enough. He still misses out by 1/10 for 6th position. But it is an improvement. He still has 1 chance. Let's see, Faster coming through the 2 final corners. Can he improve anywhere? Because he needs 5/10 to move up a position. He really wants to, because currently I do not hope, there was just a little bit of a moment there, I do not hope Foster will have connection issues tonight, because that will be absolutely disastrous, just like we've seen in GT3 last week. De Schmid, by the way, has improved his lap time. 3/10 is now the gap between him and Interceptor.
Improving. Interceptor's bailed out of it, and I think that might have been you lagging, because also you just cut out on our end there for a little bit, but you're back now. I noticed he wasn't lagging at all on my end, so...
it's all good. There was a little moment there, so... all good. Let's ignore it.
Solita's going to get another lap, by the way. He just crossed the line with just enough time. Now, all these drivers are on the hard tyres, if I'm not mistaken here. This will be a predominantly hard tyre race. Of course, the heat very hot. Like I said, 140 Fahrenheit here on the track surface and a 90 ambient temperature as well. So it's absolutely warm. It's very warm, to say the least. It's coming around the end of the circuit, of course. So let's lead up. What's he doing so far? Is he improving? Looks okay, to be honest.
Let's see, Harry Buddha, can he improve anywhere?
First sector. Not in the second.
Yes, into sixth. Harry Buddha has jumped up a position. That might be crucial at the start.
Well, we're rating out for Solita across the line. He's doing a good lap so far. 29.5 or 29.2 in the second sector. He's still rising, by the way, as he's just going to reach that second sector split around about now. We'll be able to read it. 37.3, 37.8. A little bit down in the second sector. This could put himself up to third position if he's not careful. This looks like it's going to be almost third, even second, if he doesn't screw this up. Runs a little bit wide.
He's going to need 7/10.
That might cost him. And he's going to need to find 7/10, but can he do it? Through the last corner, runs the car out wide a little bit. Don't think it's enough. He's not taking them up to curb. Comes to the line. He's taking the shortest line possible. Can he get that car onto the second row? The answer to that, I think, might be no.
It is a slight improvement, but nearly not enough. It's he needed 7/10, and it's a really big jump. But it'll be De Schmid taking pole position in front of Interceptor with a 3/10 gap. And Interceptor and Nico Salva look really closely matched, so will be interesting.
Indeed, it certainly is. Nico and Solita flayed by Harry at 7, Boston, Colston, Faster, Gab, Joe will bring up the rear. Joe and Gab, though, several seconds off the pace, and that is a real disappointment for those two. Hopefully they can improve, and we'll just get the official clarification around about now. Boston Road is connected on my end, but I think he's got back in the end. Yes, he has. The Schmidt starts on pole by 3/10 from Interceptor there. So it is not the German, as I mispronounced. I think
it's a wet weather start. Indeed, so light rain. Raining. Oh, there's a car. Oh, that's you, I think.
Yes, I might be having a bit of a fit across the racetrack now, I think.
I'm gonna go to the toilet real quickly now. Be right back. I will be back again for the start.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Pressing the message. All-time best. Well, the Schmidt and Interceptor will line up on the front row from Nico Zava, Solita and Flayboy. Well, who do you think's going to get the run-off into turn number 1 then?
I'd say, I think Interceptor has got a good line. He just needs to get in behind Schmidt, I think, and try and use his slipstream if he can.
In terms of fuel, everyone's going to be running relatively heavy. Expect a one-stop strategy at best. Maybe a 2. Remember, it's raining 61, 64. So the top 2 running lighter than the rest. So that's going to be really inclining. They're going to be doing a earlier stop in this race. But the weather is going to be interesting. 90 Fahrenheit, the track temperature. So it's dropped about 30 degrees. But the ambient temperature's got hotter. It's 95 now, so it's gone up, so it's going to dry out very quickly if and when the rain does stop.
So, Harry Buddha starting on 6th, Faster in 10th. He wants to get a good start. The start is the most crucial of all. All eyes will be focused on them. What can they do? Indeed. Will we have a tremendous battle for the championship? Or is one of them just gonna run away with it? We will find out soon as we're going to 5 red lights. I will leave the word to Evil.
Well, here we go then. 5 red lights. And the lead the green, and he'll be champion today, and that's a good start from the Smiths. And look behind though, it's Solita coming up through the field. They're going to make it 4 wide up into turn number 1. Look at this, Lewis. So the leader takes the lead into turn number 1 immediately then. Good start, but he's run too deep. He's run wide. Everyone's squirming away. Interceptor, I think, has gone round or something. Interceptor dropping down the field then massively there. There's contact at the back, but Smith leads from Nico's other Playboy. And so the leader there running up well. F7 coming through the field as they come
Look at
into
the
the
back.
F-sector for the first time.
Look at the back. Harry Buddha and Foster are already together at the back of the field. Harry Buddha makes contact.
Foster makes contact with Carsten, and Harry Buddha is getting a bit of contact as well. This is crucial for them. They're right down the back. But look at the
Oh,
Smith.
that's Boston off. Boston goes off.
Boston spinning around then. He's going to drop back to the gravel trap as well. Just about getting away from there. And intercepted down the back already. I think he's got damage, you know. It was definitely bunching up into turn number 1. So potentially damage. Nico. That's Playboy, by the way, as they're coming through the middle sector. And look at that gap on some of the Schmidt's got. He's opened up now almost a 3.5 second lead is now.
Oh, that's the Smith off.
The Smith has gone off. That's Smith. That is crucial there. And now Playboy into the lead.
Playboy in the lead. Absolutely crazy start. Nico into second.
Joe Black's up in third.
Joe Black in third.
My
F7. F7 in fifth. Harry Buddha and Foster in 7th. Look at it. Foster goes wide. Foster is going into 8th. He's losing positions here and there. Now where's Harry Buddha? Foster is dropping right back. Currently Harry Buddha in championship position. Solis Lita goes wide. Harry Buddha goes into 5th. Karsten and F7
3 wide.
almost 3 wide.
Again.
And Solis Lita goes, oh, he almost hits Foster. Karsten side by side with F7. I mean the Smith. The Smith going back to the field then. Now can he get up to the inside? He needs to watch out for Harry Buddha. Harry Buddha goes defensive. He doesn't want anyone interfering with the championship. But Foster, really bad start. But not as bad as Interceptor and also Solis Lita. He was in the lead at one point, but he's going wide everywhere now. Now Joe Black in 3rd. And F7 in 4th. Harry Buddha in 5th. Karsten in 6th. The Smith in 7th. Foster pressurizing him in 8th position, but Foster made a mistake, wrong line, and that's gonna cost him more time. And if he's not careful, Interceptor will be right at the back of him.
Look at Joe, he's going down the inside for 2nd position here. He's gone and done it, but he runs too wide. We've seen that before in GT4 last season. Carl's trying that move, running wide, but he still has the inside line.
Oh, there's contact!
That's unfortunately was always going to happen there on that line, and that's a little bit clumsy there from the driver, but
oh, the Smith is off.
There goes the Smith, and that's
F7.
Who's that gone off?
That was F7 off? Did he just keep it?
In the wall. Carsten in the wall. Sorry, Matt. He's got contact there. And that is just incredible here. The driver's struggling tremendously here. So Lissalita's spinning around as well. Carnage going on here, and Playboy, out of nowhere, 5-second lead already. We're only on.
That's the Smith off. The Smith goes off.
And he's hit the wall again slightly, I think that.
Yeah, he's just the king of oversteer. Hit the wall on the inside. Interceptor got by Foster. Foster dropped right back to 8th. Still Harry Buddha in championship position. 4 points in front of, 4 positions in front of Foster. Foster really needs to win some time. Otherwise Harry Buddha might run away with it. But Harry Buddha is not giving up. He wants more of a buffer, and he goes on the inside of F7. Doesn't quite make it stick. But look at Joe Black. Joe Black is also really competitive. Oh, as I said, if he spins. Oh, at the back there, it's all bunching up here. Foster, side by side with Interceptor. He's not gonna risk it. Of course not, not for one position. Joe Black is losing time. He's blocking Foster a bit. Joe Black goes wide. Will this all go well? I do hope so. Yes, Foster goes through. Now Karsten, the first one to pit. Heavy damage on that car. That will take a long time.
Nico!
Nico's off! As you said, now he has to wait for everyone. Now he has to wait for everyone to get past. And he's dropping right at the back. Just as Solo and Karsten did. And also Interceptor at the start. And the Smith also having trouble. Everyone having trouble in this position. And Harry Buddha into 2nd. Harry Buddha is moving up into 2nd. Foster into 6th now.
Just look at the gap though. The lead has got 7.5 seconds and we're only on that number 3. That is absolutely incredible.
Oh, Harry Buddha has made contact with F7. Harry Buddha has made contact, so... Oh, that's really crucial. He doesn't want any contact. Foster He's dropping time. Foster really has to put it into sweat mode.
Indeed, now let's see if Aston Martin can bend off ahead of the both of the KTMs. Another in the inside goes the Smith. F7 says, I'll let you through that, and through he goes without a hit there. That's a bit of team orders there, because the Smiths we know running so well, but just look at that from 8.5 seconds, number 9, running on that number 4 by the way. That's incredible pace. That's 2.5 seconds at best a lap if I'm not mistaken there. So incredible performance of him, and the sun starting to shine now, Vetro, and the rain will be stopping very quickly, I suppose. So it's going to get interesting. The still light rain on my radar for the next 20 odd minutes, so expect it to stay for a little bit longer. We're on lap number 4, and this is going to be a. I don't actually have how long the race is going to be on my end.
It's 34 laps.
34 laps and 13 a bit laps to go, and up front, Playboy still leading from Harry, who's defending from both the KTMs, then the upper Ginetta as well of Interceptor, and what's out for that boy there? That lad is going to come through the field very quick, because just look how far ahead his teammate is.
Foster all the way down in 6th. Harry in 2nd. This is not what Foster wants. And also Nico Zalfa, he really needs a whole bunch of luck to be crowned champion still. He was way out in front, but a small mistake of him cost him all the hope. But still, long way to go. There's still a lot of factors that can play a role. We will see. It will dry up later in the race, we know that as much. We just do not know when, so the wet weather pace might be really different to the dry weather pace. Oh, the Smith almost hit Harry Budd at the back. He almost hit him.
Everyone getting bunched up here, Battery. Harry Budd doesn't seem to have the pace here compared to the Smiths, and especially, but they are closing up a little bit now to Playboy.
Look at Interceptor, look at Interceptor on the inside. Not yet. No. He will try it next corner.
He's not gonna do it.
He's got tremendous pace over these guys.
Yeah, what's this Battery? He's going to go on the inside before he can get to start line. We know that Ginetta is in these conditions, and straight away through he goes up the inside, even before we got
Foster's getting pressure right from Boston.
Yeah, Boston's going to dive right on the inside there. I don't expect Foster to put up too much of a fight in this stage of the Grand Prix.
Oh, he is.
Well, the racing or so. There's a bit of contact for good measure. And just about gets through, though, but look on the Southern. And the battle for 2nd and 3rd. That's heating up, by the way. 4 tenths to gap. And just look now as these guys battle. The lead opens up a little bit more. But the sun now starting to shine through the clouds. And expect this circuit to dry up very quickly. 95 ambient temperature here, so it's going to dry up quickly. 92 track temperature, so it is heating up there. And as I say that, the wide there. And this sector, like I said, has got 4th position as we said a few moments ago. Now can he go and challenge these 2nd and 3rd positions? That'll be interesting to see if he can do it. No back though, Foster still ahead of Boston Road, keeping his car clean. Nico Zarbra, Joe, and so does Sleaton. We have already lost gap as well, unfortunately.
Oh, Gavra has disconnected or retired from the race, so that's her first retirement. Karsten all the way at the back. Oh, he's got more damage it looks like. And he's gonna be lapped if you're not careful. I think he's already been lapped.
Yes, he has already just been lapped there, and I have to say yes, Gav is officially retired the car. By the way, he's in the pit box with me.
Now look at this, look at this, Boston at the back of Foster. Now, I think Boston has got a better pace, but Foster does not want him to overtake.
They are catching Drive 7 very quickly, so expect this to get very interesting to the last few corners. We know, look how much F7's dropped behind Interceptor, by the way, almost 2 seconds on about 1 lap, so he's really struggling with pace here. Now let's see.
The Schmid on Harry Buddha. In the meantime, the Schmid is pressurizing Harry Buddha around the outside. Not yet, but Foster and Boston going side by side again. Boston on the inside this time. Oh, there's contact.
There is contact that time, unfortunately. Puts them out wide and they'll go through that way. I'll expect the stewards might have a look at that one. And look at this for 2nd and 3rd low. And Harry and the Schmitz going at it like Germany and England. However, the Schmitz is not from Germany. And Harry, I believe, isn't from England.
I'm sure he is.
He is. He's Scottish.
No, he's British.
Okay, he's British. But never mind.
I do know one man that is Scottish, if I'm correct. It's Phoenix. And what if you What do you think about the start so far?
Very eventful. A lot of struggling in the wet there, wasn't there? A lot of crashes. I think it's evened out now though. Harry's going to be made up with his position now. Based off where Foster is and one mistakes from Harry. And had both change of position as well. It's Harry's won. I'd like to see Foster pull up a fight again.
Schmidt's having a look up the inside into the second last corner. He's diving down the inside. Can he do this one? I think he's gone and done it, you know. He squeezed him out wide. And Interceptor might come through as well there. As they go down to the second last corner and out to the last corner here. Harry's trying around the outside. He runs him outside down the road. And Interceptor's going through up the inside now. Slipstream train. Interceptor like slipstream here. But just look how good that Aston Martin is in a straight line though. It blasts its way past Interceptor. Now can Interceptor try one up the inside again? He's close enough to try. He's going around the outside here in turn number 1. He's gone round the outside. He's done it completely, but he runs a little wide. However, I think he'll get away with that one. Yes, he does. And Harry.
Oh, Foster also in the mix. These are not the battles the championship leaders want. This can all play risks and play up in the championship standing, so they do not want to be in the battles. Now Boston and Foster are really close to each other, and when Foster gets past Boston, or if they both catch up to Harry Buda, the two championship leaders are quite close to each other again. So this is turning into a really interesting race.
Looks like I gave commentator's curse to Harry there, doesn't it?
Slightly. F7 still trying to pile pressure on Foster, but Foster holding his own there. He so often does. Behind Boston and Harry though, and of course up front, the Schmitz versus Interceptor. Interceptor goes off the road almost there as I say it, so it's no longer that battle going on for the time being. I'll keep an eye on it. We've still got Foster and F7, and behind them, Nico Gavra, Joe, Solis-Leader and Carlson, who's still having a horrible time here. Still struggling around there, almost wet tyres. I think what's happened here is everyone's kind of got themselves into a stage where they were so used to the drive over, all of a sudden it's raining that they've really been caught off guard here. That is crucial for them. What is more crucial is who's going to be leading this championship when we get to the checkered flag.
Everything is still open. Foster still at the back of Boston, but they're both catching up to Harry Buda. By the way, some interesting info from Artberg in the chat. The Schmidt comes from Switzerland, so
yes,
yeah, the Schmidt comes from Switzerland, so he's not German.
He's not German, but Interceptor's German, so I got one of them right. I suppose, and still up front though, Flayboy leads by 9.2 seconds. It starts to close down there a little bit, but I expect
look at the train, the Schmidt, Interceptor, then it's Harry, and then behind that it's Boston Rowe. Behind that, championship leader Foster, F7 behind him. Nico Gavra is way back.
These guys coming up to lap Solis-Leader by the way already. We're on that number 8 laps on both. But this is still in the way a little bit. There gets out of the way fair enough there. Interceptor blending on the puddles, and same as well as Harry. Everyone seems to be struggling down that hill into the sky. Getting drier, the rain's stopping. It's getting drier up there. I can see track temperature rising up more and more. 92 now Fahrenheit track temperature, so it's going up little bit by little bit, so it is going to be drying out, guys.
So Solis-Leader gets well out of the way of the faster cars. Now F7 coming up behind him. You've got to watch out, but F7 goes through without trouble.
Boston Rowe and everyone's starting to close up here. Harry's got trouble. Harry's in trouble here. He's got trouble. He's under serious pressure on Boston Rowe into the second last corner there. He was running very wide, spinning and sliding. He's gone off the road again there nearly. I think he's going to come through.
Oh, he's going to brake.
Collects the car ahead. Now we're going to see an overtake here. He runs even more wide.
Harry's got trouble.
He's in serious trouble. Look, he's running wider and wider here now. Side by side, Aston versus Aston down the straight. Who's got a bigger straight line advantage? And I think Boston Rowe's going to try up the inside. Harry's now side by side.
They're touching! Oh! It's Boston Rowe off! Boston Rowe goes off. Harry Buda stays on the road. That's crucial. That might have cost him the championship. Foster, Boston are right behind him. The two championship contenders are now right up behind each other. So Boston Rowe That might be a penalty if he's not careful. Oh, Foster! It might be a penalty. They tried to do a Mansell Senna action, but Harry Buddha crucially stays out of the wall. Unbelievable. That might have been the end of his championship if that went wrong. So he's extremely lucky. Boston is extremely unlucky. He's gonna join Carson at the back if he's not careful. Now Foster and Harry, the two championship rivals, 1 point separating them, right behind each other. This is for the championship. If Foster overtakes Harry, he's in championship winning position. If Harry Buddha stays in 4th and in front of Foster crucially, he will be in championship position. So whoever wins of these guys wins the championship. Unbelievable scenes.
Regarding penalties, of course, we still don't know if Harry's going to get a penalty for that one. All I saw, he did turn a little bit down the straight, and that was why contact happened. So he did turn on my end, at least. I'm not sure what happened on his end, but there was definitely contact down the start line, and that was unnecessary in my opinion. Boston Rolo, somehow, I don't think he's got too much damage. Okay, he's got a lot of damage, but not as much as you'd imagine, though. Faster now on the back of Harry, and Harry's still struggling in these horrible conditions. Faster's tyres are warm, Harry's tyres are cold. Now that is crucial, by the way, because the tyre temperatures is the thing that's really mattering here. And up front, Playboy and Schmidt leading. Yep, Boston Road in the pit lane. He's not going to be happy with that one. Interceptor in 3rd, Harry and Faster in 4th and 5th. At 7 and Boston, 6th and 7th. Nico Zava, Joe Black, Carlson, so Sleater, and out of this race is Gav. 25 and a bit laps to go until the end of this race, and starting to heat up now for the battle for the championship. Regarding penalties, of course, that could sway it in 2 different ways.
I think we'll see a titanic battle between these two. I really hope so. Faster dropping a bit of time though, but the track is drying up. I think if we go into cockpit cam, how many drops can we see? There's still quite a bit of drops. There's still quite a bit of drops.
4 Fahrenheit now. It's warming up more and more each lap we go round. Expect this to be dry around about lap 20, guys. It's going to be dry. We're going to have a 15 lap sprint, I think, to end this race at best, because we're still in. We now have official. It has to switch to overcast. The rain is stopping. Now this is crucial for tyres. Is anyone going to try and jump on immediately? Are we going to see any balls and strategies here? His Interceptor's got problems. He's been overtaken by Harry there. He's got a slowdown pump. All of a sudden now he's in this battle. What has happened? I think the Interceptor might have spun there or something. He was going unnecessarily slowly there into the triple right-hander then. Down, of course, at the 4th last corner, I suppose. In technicality, he was driving very slowly. Now he's behind Harry. Now we know Interceptor's quicker than these guys around him, so expect him to suddenly try and battle and try and get himself back through to the podium. That is a critical mistake, and that is crucial for Harry. Now he's well and truly got a buffer, but remember, Interceptor's quicker.
Yeah, Interceptor making a mistake, it looks like. Harry Buddha now, he's a big winner out of this. The second time he's won something, because the incident with Boston also was a big win for him. At the end, of course. He could have also put in the wall, but now he's also got a buffer between Foster, so that means he's well into championship leading position right now, and Foster really needs to step up his game if he wants to get past Harry. But if he's lucky, Interceptor and Harry, they're not necessarily helping each other, of course. They can still battle, and that might also cause Foster to catch up. So this might be a win or lose situation for Harry.
Indeed, the rain getting lighter and lighter, by the way. I don't expect these drivers to be on these tyres much longer.
Oh, he's gone wide. He's disconnected!
Oh my goodness me! He's out of the race! That's colossally, that is Harry! Out of the race, and we've got a champion here shortly. Now the next Foster disconnects as well. My goodness!
This is absolutely unbelievable. The championship is over. Foster, if he finishes, well, no, he is definitely champion because he is ahead. So he's champion.
Well, that's incredible. absolutely incredible scenes here just a few moments ago with John joining us as the championship contender Harry Buddha disconnects himself out of the final race. Hero running a fine third position, no longer running because he's out of the race at all through to a disconnection, meaning as long as he can finish, is the more important question, can he finish the race? Faster will be champion here then. Unless something colossal happens, for God's sake, let's hope it doesn't. But he is in championship contention, he is leading the championship here. As long as he finishes where he is right now, Joe Black skating off across the circuit. And this is very, very colossal.
But do not forget, Nico Salva is still in third position. Let's see how much points he is behind Faster. Faster got 257. So 257 minus 235. He's 22 points behind Nico Salva off.
You've cast it off, goes Nico Salva now, he's dropped it as well. You might well cast that one almost in the bin. My goodness me, these treacherous conditions here and the wet costing these drivers here. It's almost like an ice skating ring here, but the temperature shooting up more and more. And these tyres are going off the cliff. 98 now on my end, 96 is just gone back down to 96 Fahrenheit track temperature, so it's getting warmer and warmer. This is getting interesting now. Are any of these drivers going to jump in the pit lane for a nice brand spanking new set of dry tyres right away? Are they going to stay out? I think they should stay out another about 6 or 7 laps depending on how hot it gets, but it's getting warmer. Ambient temperature now 86, so it's also very warm. This is getting interesting now in terms of well, track temperature, and now we just have to keep an eye on Faster. He can really now cruise home if he wants to, and he'll be champion.
Nico Salva, mathematically still has a chance, but he needs to become second. Now, ooh, he's off. Nico Salva's off.
Yep, same place, he's done that a few times now, spinning around there, and he is seriously struggling around this circuit. Wants to be careful there, rejoining the circuit there as past goes Boston Road, and this is turning into a dark situation for the championship contenders here. Really putting into question that Faster, all he has to do is just manage to finish the race, and he will be champion here today.
Well, even if he does not finish, or scores no points, well, if you finish you score points, but still, if he does not finish, Nico Salva, he needs to become second, but he is 50 seconds behind. I do not see him become second that easily. Oh.
Well, that's not gone well. I think we might have a bit of a disconnection problem on the lobby.
This is really crucial.
Now, so we have to get back in. A little bit of issues here in the lobby. I think that might be the reason that Harry disconnected as well. I think there might be a lobby issue going on here because I've just disconnected as well. That, unfortunately, is not good.
Karsten and Joe also having a battle. Joe defending from Karsten. I'm really shocked that how the championship ended, because this is not how you want to see it, of course. Ooh, he's at the back of him, and Karsten keeps it. Joe also keeps it, so there was contact between the two. But of course, that Mustang is really bulky, so you don't just push it aside. You really have to maneuver your way through.
Indeed, you really have to master that Mustang. He's built like a boat. Now remember, boats don't like icebergs, so if he doesn't get an iceberg, that isn't in the end though. But still, and Harry Buddha, oh well, he says in the chat, unfortunately that is not the way you want to end your championship run, and only sympathy you can get given for that one.
Just asking the chat if it was a regular disconnection or something. Maybe the internet pulled out of the house. Maybe, I don't know. So still.
That'd be interesting to find out. But I believe there must have been a lobby issue because I disconnected as well.
Well, he doesn't know. Still figuring out what exactly happened. This has killed his championship. Unbelievable. Joe is overtaken by Karsten, by the way. He's made a small mistake. Comes flying around, and he's in 9th position. Solo Sleeper, by the way, in 10th, so not going well for him. Also a championship contender at the start of the season. He's won the first one, if I'm correct. Now, Evil Dragon, our pit lane reporter, has returned. He was just on a coffee break in the pit lane. By the way, the race is still not over yet because Playboy and the Schmid. Ah, well, he's gone on a coffee break again.
Coffee break has gone to coffee break. I think the lobby might be a little bit broken.
Well, in the meantime, the Schmid is catching up to Playboy.
Indeed. Well, I suppose this is why we have 3 commentators here technically. Phoenix, you can get a little bit more then, and I'll just some people reporting.
Sorry, what? You want me to share for you?
No, you good? Keep trying.
The Schmid is catching up really rapidly. Playboy is struggling. He's winning a second per lap. He's went from 5 seconds in the gap to 3, and Nico Zava is the first to get onto the dry tires. Really risky. So Nico Zava wants to win time. Can he still become second?
He's looking for the undercut, isn't he, on everyone?
It's not likely, but if the front runners are going to struggle, nothing's impossible. There's a car stranded, by the way. Who is that? Is that Solo? It was Solo's leader going off slightly. Now Joe Black almost lapping him, so incredible. Now Playboy running on a wet line, not yet pitting for dries. But the Schmid is coming. He's gone 3 seconds quicker last lap. 3 full seconds.
Must have made a mistake.
Oh, we've lost Evil.
Okay.
Why I have to be quiet right now. So.
Oh,
Yeah, the Schmid 1.8 behind almost. So.
He's catching rapidly, isn't he?
There's still Pedal going off on the lead. So the race is not over yet. But unfortunately the championship is over. Pretty much.
I think it's just for the race win now, isn't it? Between Playboy and Smith, really. Although it's faster doesn't get disconnected.
Joe Black now also on the back of Karsten. Ooh, Joe Black struggling a bit with that section. He's a bit wiggling. Boston Row also into the pits for dry tires.
Yeah, the track's fucking dry now. Dry enough for the tail of that switch.
Yeah, you barely get any drops on the window anymore. The windscreen wipers have been turned off. Joe Black is pressurizing Karsten.
Racing against Joe, I found that he likes to get right at the bumper and just go down the inside. Against Joe. So if Karsten defends his inside, I think Joe will find it really difficult to get past him. Oh, where's he gone?
Ooh, Joe's off. Ooh, went into the wall. That's gonna be damage on the rear. Now we'll see on the chase cam. Is that a lot of damage? It is a lot of damage. On the left rear side of the car. So this is a good time to pit. Well, not yet. Only visual damage then, but no actual damage, so that's good.
Schmidt's all over Playboy.
Yeah, there's still a battle for the lead going on. 6 tenths is now the gap. Will we see a lead change? I think we will. The Schmid on dry, with dry setup, I think.
I don't think Playboy give it up on the car.
It's gone wide.
Straight. Playboy will go straight.
Well, the only thing that can save Playboy right now, if I was Playboy, I would now pit for dry tires. I would do it now.
Schmidt's going.
Oh, the Schmidt gone. Ooh, keeps out of the wall. Playboy lives for another lap. But I would really go to dry tires by now. There's just no rain at all to spot. Is there still coming spray for the tires? I don't even think there's gonna be spray anymore. No, it's completely dried up. Well, there's a bit of spray.
Oh,
a tiny bit.
At the bottom of the air, yeah. At the bottom of the air. It's a little bit at the bottom of the air.
So after losing Harry Buddha, championship looks like this. Faster in 4th position. Currently he will pick up 18 points. So that's more than enough. Even if he does not finish, he's still in championship leading position. Nico Sava in 6th. He will pick up 14. So he will not have nearly enough. He needs to win 22 over Foster to be crowned champion. Well, he's going faster. He's going really fast at the moment. So he's 1.5. He's 1.5 minutes behind. Do not count him out just yet. You never know. We've seen crazier things.
Because undercut works, you can get past F7, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
F7 goes in. Should be close. Yeah, it should be well past 27 by the time F7 just change his tyres and go in the pit lane. Schmidt's just getting all over Playboy still.
Playboy still holding on to the lead. I would really go into the pits now. Still not. Still pushing those wet tires, and the Schmid goes into the pits. The Schmid tries the undercut. That's why I said, Playboy, go into the pits. This is the moment, because now the Schmid's outlap is gonna be really fast. It's gonna be really fast on the dry tires. Playboy is gonna struggle. If he's already struggling on equal material, the Schmid will get past him in the pit stops. So we can safely say the Schmid will be really closer than he was, or in front of Playboy after he pits. Now let's go on with Playboy for a lap. What he needs to do now is push and get into the pits. If he waits another lap, he will definitely not come in front, and the championship leader, Foster, is into the pits. Now let's keep an eye on this pit stop. Is everything going well? I do think so. Nico Sava, is he off? Nico Sava spun. Well, he's really not making it so easy on himself. Nico Sava off again, pushing too hard. Ooh, he's drifting. Well,
he's having real trouble with that Porsche. Seems to be going all over the shop around the corners.
All the Porsches seem to struggle. We've lost one Porsche, Gavra. So is Lita is lost. Nico Sava struggling. All the Porsches are just struggling. Now Playboy, he's improving his fastest lap. He's surely got a pit now. He's got to. 19 seconds he got on Interceptor. 33 he's got on the Schmid. Interceptor staying out even more. And Playboy, yes, coming in now. He kinda needs to, otherwise he will lose the position for sure. Now, he should not be have to pit for fuel, only for the tires. So let's see what will happen here. He will be overtaken by Interceptor for sure, or Interceptor needs to pit as well. It all depends on Interceptor's pace on the wet tires, and he's still staying out, so his pace seems to be good. Playboy's actually going faster than Interceptor last lap. And Playboy already coming out, really fast pit stop, incredible.
Let's change tires on them. It's quick. So I don't remember pit stops being that quick on them.
Well, I do hope he's changed tires, because I mean, look at the time he's won to the Schmid. They were right. Well, I'm quite confused. Did he actually change tires?
Go. No, he hasn't increased his fuel intake. His fuel he does with his tires. I don't think he had damage with his tires. Yeah.
Well, the Schmid didn't have any damage, so really fast pit stops, remarkable. we didn't have any penalty, so it was the drive-through. But it did look like a drive-through, because, well, it was such a fast pit stop. 13 seconds faster than the Schmid's pit stop, so did the Schmid pit for fuel? I presume so.
The Schmid had damage from the first few laps, that's right. You can hit the wall.
Oh, so that's why it was such a slow stop then.
Yeah, bad damage.
So that's all played into the hands of Playboy. Now we can safely say Foster will be crowned champion. Nico Gavra needs to become second. It's becoming virtually impossible. He needs to win, well, more than a minute. That's not really...
Looks like Nico's having trouble today around here, around the circuit of Americas.
Yeah, that really is a shame. He was in the lead for a split second. He was in second, I think. Even Joe Black was in third, so this race has taken all kinds of shapes.
It's like his car's on drift mode. Nico's.
So unfortunately we've lost Evil. He's completely offline, so that means he's got internet trouble, surely.
Nice and spread out. Faster be made up by this current configuration. No pressure, you can just take it nice and easy, nice and simple, and bring it home for the championship.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to finish, actually. He's currently just in championship position. He might as well just retire, and, well, Nico Gavra needs to become second. Well, he's currently in seventh, one minute behind. He's gaining a lot of time though, but 1 minute? No, I do not think that will be possible.
There's no way. Nico can play that. That's some massive disconnections.
Now the Schmid right behind the Interceptor. Interceptor did not stop yet. You can see that he's going wide, and the Schmid goes through into second position. So Interceptor unlikely to score 5 in a row, or did he already score 5 in a row? Let me see in the standings. In the standings.
Saxbone Brian staying out.
Yeah. Well, Interceptor has won 5 in a row. It's not going to be 6 in a row, it looks like. Joe Black has gone off. Ooh, yes. It was that contact with someone. Was that contact with Karsten?
No.
Or with someone else? With Boston maybe? He was spinning around violently. Ooh, there's also Boston Rowe having a lag. Ooh, he's having a lag fest. There's gonna be a disconnection. I think Boston Rowe might disconnect from this race if this continues to be.
No, it's fine then. Playboy. Schmid is still catching Playboy.
Yeah, this means he's caught up 10 seconds already. He was 13 seconds behind. I think he will catch him.
Playboy must have crashed or spun out. Getting used to new conditions. Completely new track now, much faster, much harder through the S's. Well, not much harder, but much faster through the S's. And everywhere, it's just becoming faster.
So we've got 2 really great championship battles brewing up in GT4 and GT3, and it's all gone down the drain before they really meet the matter climax. But this will be a climax of the race. The Schmid overtakes Playboy for the lead. Will Playboy defend? I do not think that hard. No, the Schmid goes through into the lead. 11 laps to go for these guys. Playboy, can he stay with him? I think the Schmid is quite surely from a win. Look at his pace compared to Playboy. Just look at the last lap. it was a 7 seconds difference. So Flavor must have made a mistake, and that's cost him crucially.
Pretty sure Flavor will be upset when I speak to him later. He had a good drive last week, nice and consistent all the way through. Finished third.
Yeah, Flavor, really consistent driver. Ooh, Solo Solita is overtaking Interceptor, unlapping himself. Even though he is 2 laps behind. And now, does he have a better pace than Interceptor? Interceptor still on the wet tires, I presume. It's gotta be a podium at least for Interceptor, I think. F7 is 8 seconds behind, so Interceptor might still lose the podium if he's not careful. But look at this pace Solo Solita's got. 144.3. Not bad at all. But it's got decent pace all of a sudden in the dry. So it was just the rain that kind of killed his race. Boston Road disconnected, just like I thought. So Nico Zava moved up a position, but still not nearly enough to challenge Foster. His only hope is that Foster does not score any points somehow. And then Nico Zava moves really close to the championship. But this is the last race, so it's impossible for him to win in this position.
Yeah, fastest 36, 37 seconds ahead there. Just need to keep it calm.
And yeah, to overtake Harry Buda for second in the championship, Nico Zava needs to become third. Well, that's a 1 minute gap as well, so I do think the position might stay the same, because Nico Zava is also really struggling in the dry.
Looks like he's got no downforce in there.
It looks like it, yeah. Really interesting.
Might go for a low downforce setting. Should have a high downforce on the back there.
Oh, especially in the rain. The Smith has made a mistake and Flavor's come through again. Flameboy into the lead again of this race. So the Smith must have made this mistake somewhere. I do not see any damage. Ooh, Flameboy goes wide again and the Smith goes through. So we're seeing some lead changes here. Now Flameboy, I do not think he can stay with him on his own pace. But if the Smith keeps making mistakes, Flameboy still has a decent chance to win this race. But in the dry, Flameboy does not seem to have that bit extra he had in the rain. In the rain, Flameboy just streamed away from everyone. He had a 10-second lead at some point in the race. Now he's 1 second behind the Smith.
Yeah, he shone through, especially at the start. Everyone was having trouble at the start. Flameboy just picked up the pieces and took the lead and just flew.
Yeah. But look at Solo. Look at Solo go. He's going 7 seconds faster than Joe. So Solo Solita has found pace all of a sudden. And also F7 and Interceptor. F7 right behind Interceptor. Interceptor did not make a mistake. F7 just caught up on his own power. But now Interceptor makes a small mistake. And F7, ooh, he gets squeezed off a bit by Interceptor. But I think F7 has made the move here. Not quite. Is he through? Yes, he's through. F7 into the podium positions.
Interceptor must still be on wet because he's very, very slow.
It will be smart from him to pit, because look at how wide he's going. At this point he's only losing time. If he pits now, he can still have a small chance in the last 10 laps of this race to catch up. But he's not going to. But Foster, look at him catch. 19 seconds. He's catching and catching and catching.
He's still on the wets. Is that blue for the wets? Is that just a tyre trim? for the.
I think this is the tire trim. I do not think you can actually see what tires are on, unfortunately. But Foster, he did also not pit, I think. But look at Solus go. Look at him go. It's only 10 seconds behind Joe again. Joe Black, well, Solus making a small mistake there. 149. 9 laps slower than his previous lap time. But look at the pace he's got all of a sudden. He needed the space in the wet. He was leading the race at some point. Throwing it all away. A lot of spins. He can still nick 8th position from Joe. What is his position in the championship? He's 4th position. 222 points. He cannot overtake Nico Zalfa anymore. Well, I'm pretty sure he can't because he needs to win 2 minutes to Nico Zalfa. Almost 2 minutes. About 1 minute and 40 seconds. So I do not see him overtaking Nico Zalfa in the championship.
Ooh. Lost it.
Yeah, and Boston Rowe is disconnected. He's got 159 points. Hokaka was in 6th. But he's not racing tonight, so they'll be all the same. Interceptor will move up to 5th, I think. That's his 4th position. How much points does that give? That gives 18 points. Interceptor, 168. That will mean he will move up to 5th position. If Interceptor finishes where he is, he will move up to 5th position in the standings. From 7th to 5th, he will overtake Boston Rowe and Okaka.
And he's done that in about 6 races on the Interceptor, to 5th.
Yeah, only 6 races. He's won 5 in a row.
Okay.
His 5 return races, 5 in a row. His 6th race is not going that well. F7 is challenging his Playboy. By the way, our pit lane reporter, Evil Dragon XXL, has rejoined us.
Yes, that was an experience and a half. Sitting in pure darkness, watching the screen.
The power cut.
Yes. Very much.
Ooh, F7 on the inside of Playboy for 2nd position. Playboy defending really good. F7 around the outside, not quite. Playboy hangs on. This might be a 1-2 for KTM. This will be for a 1-2 for KTM. Ooh, he's gone wide. F7. Playboy streams away again. So Solita, you've missed something, Evil. Solo Solita's gone so fast lately. He just gained a lot of pace. He's still in last position, but his pace, he's matching the front runners. Ooh, F7 on the inside. Ooh, he's got to be careful. And on the inside now. Now, he's side by side down the main straight into the first corner. F7's got the inside. Flavor's got the outside. Equal chances, you must say. But I think F7 will just hold it. It all depends on Flavor's line. I think F7's got it. Playboy, he's got a slightly better exit. Even Dragon good joint. Really long coffee break this time.
Yes. An extended break.
Now actually, Solita's got a good view of this. 145. He's catching up to Joe for 8th position. He can use Playboy slipstream, but currently, most importantly, it's a 1-2 for KTM. De Schmid is in 1st and F7 is in 2nd. Unbelievable. What is actually F7's standing in the championship? F7 is currently 15th with 52 points, so he will move up quite a bit of places.
Where's Faster currently lying then?
Faster is in 4th position.
Might get himself a podium potentially, and that'll be one way to round off the championship for him then, wouldn't it? And I suppose it's been disappointing
actually,
in the end.
We've totally missed it. Faster's got past Interceptor. Interceptor was in 4th, no he's not. Interceptor's got damage. Interceptor has hit the wall somewhere.
Well, that's interesting. Apparently, I've also joint synced up to the broadcaster feature, so that's good.
It's going to rain again, I think. I saw some drops.
It is raining.
It's raining again. Yeah, I can see drops on the
lens. There are
lens.
spins on the screen. That's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to get heavy enough, though. And there's the sky. There's Schmidt. Currently, P1. Only 9 drivers in this race. We've lost a few drivers. We've lost
Gavra. We've lost Boston. And Harry Buddha.
And Harry Buddha. That's a real shame. All those drivers out.
Yeah, Solus Lita, right at the back of Joe. I said it. He's catching up 1 second a lap. Ooh, and he's gone past immediately.
I think Joe might have a bit of damage, you see, but he's going to come back. No, he's not. No, he's definitely not. I think he's actually just trying to get his car to the finish there.
I must say, it's really good to have you back because we were losing a bit of energy now. We were looking forward to a legendary battle. Unfortunately, it was a legendary battle.
It ended in tragedy.
But the end was not as legendary. But Joe Black, look at his dropping place immediately.
He's struggling. He's really struggling, and that's a shame to see these drivers here. I mean, we've seen it all season though, really. Unfortunately, the Mustang hasn't really worked well around these circuits, but it's got a few decent points. Unfortunately, again here today, it's been proved how much it struggles, but the Schmidt, 5 laps to go, dominating so far in this race since he overtook for the lead earlier on. And F7 second, so KTM 1-2 on for it, and well, last time I was it almost looked like it was going to be a 1-2. Well, the old Interceptor, also his teammate of Playboy, he's currently in 3rd. There he is. That's not him there, but that's of course he's about a second. So what's up with Playboy then?
Yeah, Playboy's lost pace all of a sudden.
Dry tyres potentially. Really struggling. I mean, it's raining again, so expect that might close up because we know
actually Faster only 5 seconds behind. He can still get a podium. He can finish his championship on a high.
Well, he did almost spin, so let's not curse it again. Look how heavy it's raining, Vetch. That is chucking it down here. That is really heavy rain, and that's really going to affect these drivers in the long run. However, we've only got 4 laps, so it won't affect them too much. But if it gets too heavy, back on intermediates, I suppose. But it's going to be interesting. Aeroplane, of course, the track temperature, I can't see it anymore, but I presume it's going down very quickly. It's going to get spicy.
Well, if you're in the broadcast mode, where's Phoenix?
Yes, where is Phoenix? Phoenix?
I'm here.
You're also in the broadcast mode.
Yeah.
This is an interesting concept we have discovered.
Can there be 2 people in a row in the broadcast mode?
Well, apparently so. I think we might have broke the game. Meanwhile, in 3rd position, Playboy doing a good job. So he's dropping back quite a lot to be honest, to faster. That's quite a drop back. That's 3 seconds now. He's struggling. Those tyres have gone off an absolute cliff. I think he's gone on the soft. You can both see them in one shot.
Look at how fast Faster is closing up.
Has he gone on the soft tyres? That's a more crucial thing, because we know the hards work around here, the softs don't. Has he gone on the wrong tyre compound, do you think? Because it's plausible. It is plausible. That gap, 3 seconds, it's closing up dramatically. It was about 5 seconds the last lap, so he's closed about 2 seconds here.
We cannot see how much pit stops. By the way, really interesting. No penalties at all in this race. None at all.
Yet. The more important question is yet. Because we know what the game can do to people with penalties. This hope it doesn't. That's
actually, meanwhile, it's 1-2 for EH Performance. The Schmidt in 1st.
Yeah.
F7 11 seconds behind.
To be honest, the only place you can get penalties really is cutting the S's. Really.
Yes.
Yeah, we're running wide because this game can be really harsh on penalties.
Playboy under serious pressure now. Not serious pressure like the battling, but just look at that gap. 2 seconds now. He's taken out another sector in just under half a lap. This is absolutely incredible. He's struggling. He is really struggling. This is getting spicy now. What can we see in the last couple of laps? Are we going to see an overtaking faster off Playboy? I think we might. Look, 1.3. He's going to get past Thatcher, I think, within the lap. He's going to get
sure
past.
He will. I'm pretty sure he will.
I mean, it's under a second. Mike, what is going on for Playboy? He's struggling like an absolute boat. I mean, that car's normally pretty good in these conditions. He was dominating the first in the race. Talk about a switch. He's all of a sudden almost going to be overtaken here by Faster. Faster's going to get a podium with the championship here. I think he might do it inside of turn 1, even his last corner. But look how heavy it's raining. He's going down the inside into the last corner, I think. I think we might see it. No, has to back off a little bit there. And now he's going down the inside. I will be quiet. Down the inside he goes. Now, BMW versus Ginetto. I think that Ginetto's a little bit quicker. Yes, it is. Just a bit quicker. Slipstream low. That BMW, which I think just looks really out of place in this right there. How high it is. Down the inside it goes. Got a lot of ground clearance. Down the inside it goes. Doesn't get the move done. Knocks up a little bit. I think he's through. No,
well, not yet.
I'll say
not
that
yet. I think Flayboy still not on the outside. But he'll get the inside. He's going to keep it.
Surely on the inside, he's done it. He's run off the road though, so he might have to get that position back. He's off the circuit, around the outside he goes. Look at that. That's how to do an overtake. Playboy's been stunned. You say, well, but can he come back again though? Can that Ginetto?
He's got a better line. He's got a better line here.
Yeah, but now we're into the chicane. He can't do a lot there. Gets a tank slapper on there. Now he's stuck behind it. His tyres are going off, I think. Faster's gone and done it. Yes, he has. I think there's no way. Unless
look at the rain.
Spins,
can it still play a role? Can the rain still play a role in the last 2 laps?
Unless it really picks up right now. We're not seeing any spray. Actually, a little tiny bit there for a brief second there. So it is getting heavier, but I do not believe it will get heavy enough before the end of this race to consider aquaplaning. But you can never know. I mean, we've seen it in the time and time again that the weather can all of a sudden just pop up and just take people out there. They're RKOing people left, right and centre. Aquaplaning, hydroplaning, whatever you want to call it. It's easy to do on this game, especially when those dry tyres, as soon as it gets a little bit too wet, those tyres go off and straight off you go into the wall and or even the gravel. It's really tricky conditions at 33 or 34. Holtman ultimate lap for your top 2, by the way, the KTM boys. Like you said, I think, is it EPR Racing?
EH.
Yeah, Playboy. EH Racing. The ERH. EHR? There we go. EHR. That's a tongue twister. The Smith is almost coming on to his last lap, by the way. That's how far ahead these guys are. That's incredible, because last time I saw them, they were about 10 seconds behind. So that is incredible. Nico's Arva down in 6th, German 7th, Soda Sleater in 8th, and Carlston in 7th.
Look at how much Interceptor is dropping. Interceptor is dropping like, well, he's one minute behind the leaders.
I think he's on the soft tyres. I think he might be on the soft as well. I know for a fact, last time I noticed it, that the top 2 were on hard, so potentially still on the hard. It's going to be interesting, to be honest, and if they are just starting the last lap right now, as this is going to be the last corner to start what is the corner lap. Playboy pushing. They're coming up to Joe Black as well. He's having a horrible time, unfortunately. On your last lap, by the way, right now, your top 2. Right now, last lap, there he is, cross the line, just on cue. Thank you very much, he says. Last lap, he's coming up to lap. Who's like that? Oh dear!
Playboy off.
It's a bit of a spin. That's what we call aquaplaning there. I think, yeah, he is now getting too wet. Look at the screen. Look how heavy this rain is getting, and I think that might be right. Now, the BMW is going to be okay because it's got such high ground clearance, it doesn't really do a lot about it, but the Ginetto, on those wrong tyres, it will slide a lot of spells. What's up with KTM as well? These guys are just coming over to lap Joe Black. There he is. Zaxton Q just on our screen there. And badly struggling is Playboy. Struggling horribly here. Top 2 separated by just 10 seconds now. Last lap. They are just coming through the last few corners here. Third sector. He's just coming up to lap, I believe. That Nico. Yeah, it is. Well, Matt's going to be up to 6th. He's going to lap there if he can do it. I think Nico might let him through on the last corner, you know. Someone's gone off on the last corner, you know, as well on top of the bumper. Is that Interceptor?
It's Joe.
No. He's letting people through. Sportsmanship as always. Yeah, you can just see, look at these. Great. Let's go back to your top 2, by the way. Who else coming through in the last corners
He's actually waiting for them. I think he's actually waiting for them. He wants it to end.
He doesn't want to do another lap, he just wants it to end. I think a few people might do that.
F7 catching up on the last moments, but it's not going to be enough. De Schmid is going to win at COTA.
Through the last corner he comes then to win the final here. under the beauty here, under the slide, as it comes to the line, in exaltation, the Schmitz cross the line, take victory in the final here in COTA. Now, regarding if we see in the next 50 seconds fast across the line, he will be champion here. Now, if we look to second place, F7 comes to the line, he'll finish in second.
First. So, oh yeah, he actually was. He was in first.
Yes, he was. Well done.
I'm kind of losing track of. I'm kind of looking.
Now we just have to wait for another 40 seconds here, and he is battling here with Playboy, so it's not over yet. Now, as long as he comes through, he's heading him through, I think. Yes, down the inside. Yes, he's coming through on the last lap. My goodness, through on the last lap, Playboy's taken the podium away. My goodness. Well, that is surely a shock moment. He's struggling. He's struggling. Has he got low fuel? I think he's struggling with the fuel. He might be.
6.7. No, he's not.
No, he's
Playboy's
not.
got less.
He's gone off. He's struggling. They're aquaponing. They're all aquaponing here, Vectro. Look at them. The track's too damp. Through the last corner comes Playboy. He's going to get podium. He's going to rob the He's going to rob Faster, but crucially, though, within the next 3 seconds, Faster will cross the line in a few seconds if he does just keep the car in a straight line, and will be champion here today. As across the line, he is the GT4 WOW champion. Congratulations, my son, on a well-deserved championship here, and I think he's going to do some celebratory donuts in turn 1. Are we going to see some donuts? I think we're going to see some donuts, Vectro. We're going to see some donuts. Yes, we're going to see some donuts. Oh, he's crashed.
He's crashed into one of the KTMs. He's crashed into the Smith.
Both the KTMs. He's crashed into both of them. Is he going to try and flip one over? I think he might try and kill one. There we go. There we go. On board. He's going to do some donuts. It's pretty hard to do some donuts in a BMW. It's front-wheel drive, I think.
Look at this.
He's doing it. Doing it. Celebratory donuts. I already think he's given up. He's
missed out on the championship once before in the Gavra GT6, but now he is champion. De Smit finishing in first. An EH Racing performance here today. 1 and 2. Playboy into third position. Faster into fourth. Comfortably champion. Harry Buddha unfortunately disconnected. Nico Zalva in fifth. Interceptor in sixth. Carsten in seventh. Solus Lita disappointing 8th. Joe Black is in 9th position. Non-finishers are Gavra Novick, Boston Rowe, and also the unfortunate Harry Buddha.
Unfortunately, that is the way the championship ended. I would have loved to have a Titanic scrap. Unfortunately, that is racing. Unfortunately, it ended like that. So, well done to the Schmitz, who got a well-deserved victory here from F7. Top 2. Brilliant, though. As well, 1-2 for the KTM team, the team that has been doing so well, struggling the last few races. Get to 1-2 in the final. Playboy gets a podium in the end. Then on the last lap, the last couple of corners from Faster, Nico Zava got 5th in the end, by the way, from Interceptor, who struggled horribly then in the end of that race. Carsten down in 7th, so Solita was 8th. Joe Black finished 9th, and like I said, Gav, Boston, and unfortunately Harry all retired from this race. Well, in closing that trope, it's been a classical season. And to the opinion, of course, our good other friend who's joined us in this season the entire time, Phoenix. What have you thought of this season?
Well, the GT4 has been interesting, but we've had a few changes in now. Some new drivers, some old drivers leaving, but they've all competed to the end. It's been very fun. I think Faster is well-deserved champion. He's won a few races. I think he's only won 2, hasn't he?
He's only won 2, yeah. And Harry Buddha's only won 1.
He's been very consistent though as Faster, so it just shows you consistency with one a day, I think.
Solus Lita also a strong season. Late in the season, of course, a lot of trouble. He's won the first race, if I'm correct. So he was in a really good position for the championship, but this championship has gone from one way to another. Nico Zava was leading, Solus Lita was leading at one point. It's really switched around.
Indeed, and especially to the like of Interceptor, who came through at the end of the season. Unfortunately, only P6 he could do here, so he couldn't take another victory in his incredible run of victories he managed to get, unfortunately. But, well, at least that got finally ended. But it's been incredible this season, I believe.
8 different race winners.
Yeah, 8 different race winners.
7 or 8.
In terms of the other championships, I believe now I think it's confirmed unless it changes that unfortunately GT3 is officially over due to, well, the championship's over, I suppose, for the victory, but if I'm not mistaken, unless that has changed in the last couple of days. As far as I remember, that unfortunately Pirelli disconnected last race, and that means unfortunately in a somber note Cass was champion, so maybe we can try and change that. And I believe, of course, LMP3 and the GT Championship is still on, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Now, it's been a really interesting season, ups and downs, really switched around everything. From race to race, everything looked different, and we look forward to another season after this, just as chaotic as this one.
I'm looking forward to the new season. Hopefully it'll be as interesting as this one.
Well, we'll see. We'll all see next season. Well, I've been Vector, Evil has been Evil, Phoenix has been Phoenix. We will see you again next season. Goodbye, and thank you all for following this season. I will leave the final words to Evil.
Well, in closing, this has been a classical season, ups and downs and up, like Betro said. But from all of us three here and all the commentators that joined us here in GT4, we shall see you next season, wherever it will be. We'll see you, of course, potentially on Wednesday and also Friday as well, as we've still got the final races, of course, for GT3 and, of course, the LMP3/GT season to come. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we shall see you next time. Ta-ra from Austin, Texas.